behind him, he has a line of cars ready to come in for pit service. Those on the lead lap are coming in on lap 216. Martin, Earnhardt, Jarrett, Wallace, Petty, and others. Let's go to Jerry Punch, who's in Dale Earnhardt's pace.
Well, the second, third, and fifth place cars pitting up my end of pit road. Dale Earnhardt's Goodrich Chevrolet getting service. Rusty Wallace behind him getting service. You're watching the car number 6, the Valvoline Ford, getting service on top of your screen. Steve Milne and the crew. That's the leader in the second place car. The Goodrich Chevrolet already left side tires on Earnhardt's car. He is off the track. Left side tires. He's on the track. Now he's off the jack, and they will race back toward turn 1. And looks like Earnhardt will win the battle back to turn 1.
Martin second, Wallace, then Jarrett, or Petty and Jarrett.
Man, I'm telling you, stuff. You know, they've got that pit road speed, but it's still very, very exciting to watch these guys race out of the pits and down pit road. Man. One more time.
The race off of pit road. There comes Earnhardt pulling out.
And Rusty Wallace and Kyle Petty. Meanwhile, here comes Mark Martin. Almost drives into the side and just blocks the 2 car from getting by him.
Just like a football player through a block. And now those that are not on the lead lap will be able to come in for pit service. And while they get the service, we're going to take another break so we can bring you as much green flag racing as possible here at the Transouth Financial 500. Stay with us. They've got the foot up on that car, and looks like it's an overheating problem.
As a matter of fact, Bob, he was in when the caution came out, so he has gone off the lead lap. That's Strickland having some problems here with the McDonald's Ford.
And that's too bad because he was in the top 10, well within the top 10, and having a very good run. But Strickland right now is on pit road. We continue to be under caution for the 3rd time because of an accident up in turn number 2, so we'll take another break. About 1,000 feet above Darlington Raceway from the family channel blimp. This thing is 132 feet in length. It can accommodate up to 4 passengers along with the pilot. I'm not about to be one of the passengers, though.
Me either.
And it's on a goodwill tour in '93, making a number of appearances at major sporting events. And we welcome the family channel blimp to our coverage of Darlington. With the green flag waving on lap number 221, we are back to racing, and Dale Earnhardt is now the leader.
And Ernie Irvin is going to try hard to get his lap back. Mark Martin had to fall in behind. Now he's trying to go by on the outside of Irvin, and he might have that pass made. He does, man.
Irvin's car was running good before the caution came out. Not as good as Mark Martin, but he was running as good as Dale Earnhardt. We've mentioned some drivers that have stayed out there and led a lap. Davey Allison did on this last caution. He stayed out there and led a lap, got 5 bonus points, and I believe Morgan Shepherd did as well in the sit-go forward. So those drivers thinking about those points, get those 5 bonus points for leading a lap.
Excuse me, Bob, and Earnhardt got a 15-20 car length advantage on Mark Martin. But again, we've seen that all day. When the tires are fresh, he really blasts out. And about 15-20 laps, they're about even. And then after 20-25 laps, it looks like Mark Martin has a superior car. Let's see if things play the same way again.
The Jasper Engines US Air 4, driven by Ted Musgrave, is back in the race, and Jerry Punch is with Jimmy Spencer.
Jimmy has climbed out of the Meineke mufflers Ford, and Jimmy, the car pretty heavily damaged. What happened out there?
Our car really wasn't running that well, you know, and it was pretty tight all day, and we busted right front tire down. It was our fault because the car was pushing, never could get it right. I just feel bad for my guys, you know. We've really been missing the setups lately, and I think we're going to forget about the points and start racing again. That's what we got to start doing. That's what we did last fall. We really ran well, and that's what we're going to start doing next week. Forget the points, take each race and go for it.
This is the car you tested so well at Bristol last week and was flying, I was told.
Jerry, I'll tell you something. I love Bristol, and I was looking forward to it. I'll be back, and these guys aren't going to give up. I'm really sorry what happened for them today, and you know, next Friday, I'm sorry, it's not Saturday night, there you go. So next Sunday at Bristol, we'll be there, and we're going to be strong.
Jimmy Spencer looking for Bristol next Sunday. You'll see it on ESPN, guys.
He was 11th in the point standings coming in, and he brings up a very interesting subject that is kind of being talked about a lot in the Winston Cup Garage area, and that is how much emphasis is being placed on the championship rather than the individual races.
I agree wholeheartedly, and it's a concern that these guys, if they get up second, third, fourth, and say, hey, I got a good solid position, you know, why should I go for the win? And the points championship, the Winston Cup, is becoming worth more than the races themselves.
$1.5 million at the end. So yeah, you pick up every point, every opportunity that you get.
Kyle Petty and Rusty Wallace are back running right together.
In fact, Kyle just passed Rusty a couple of laps ago, so he has the Mellow Yellow Pontiac on the go again. There, Kyle is in third, Rusty is fourth.
So they must have been able to fix that pushing problem that he was complaining about. Well, at least they fixed it on the fresh tires. We'll see what happens when the tires get a few laps on them.
We'll take a lap with Rusty.
Go on that steering wheel. Going in turn 3, he'll tap the brake, drive down to the bottom of the racetrack, let it drift up. Now he tries to get inside Kyle Petty. Not able to do it. Off turn 4.
Now let's go 1,000 feet into the air in the Family Channel blimp and see how his line looks from that perspective. Now we'll refocus on Kyle and do it just a little bit. Rusty.
Everybody's getting a blimp, aren't they? Shamu's got one.
Yeah.
Goodyear has one. And
You ever ridden in a blimp?
no. Do I want to ride in a blimp? No.
I did once. Do I want to do it again?
No.
No.
I didn't think so.
Now there's one fellow out here we haven't said much about today, but Wally Dallenbach is right behind Kyle Petty, Rusty Wallace, and Dale Jarrett. He is hanging right with them now. He's being shown in 16th position. He is a couple of laps down, and he has that Ford running right now.
This is the team car to Mark Martin. I said team car. They're both owned by Jack Roush, both based in Liberty, North Carolina at Roush Racing. Howard Comstock, the crew chief on the 16th car, and Steve Neal is the crew chief on the 6th car.
And Danny, just what you were talking about earlier on new tires, Dale Earnhardt took off. Well, that lead has evaporated now because Mark Martin has caught it.
Yeah. Now they'll run this way for about 10, 15 more laps, and then Martin will start putting a lot of pressure on Dale.
In the last 5, well, here's a battle for, no, it isn't a battle for position. It's just that Ken Schrader is passing Wally Dallenbach, and Dallenbach, as Ned just pointed out, having a great run.
There we see the Jeff Bodine car. You know, Jeff Bodine's car just hasn't been that strong since he brushed the wall up in 3 and 4.
Right. That was,
yeah,
that was quite a while ago. Here's another Fram field summary for you, showing you where the drivers were running last lap. Not 5 laps ago, not 4 laps ago.
To say we have 13 cars still on the lead lap.
We see the 2 winners last year, Darrell Waltrip and Bill Elliott, both 2 laps down. So neither of those cars will repeat in 1993.
Unless we have a lot of strange things happen from here on out. Of course, this place has been some strange things happen.
There's Earnhardt, the leader, and Mark Martin running second. In the last 5 Transouth 500s, Martin's finished 6th, 4th, 2nd, 4th, 3rd. He's second today and has led most of the race. We'll be right back to Darlington.